Anyways.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Angelica.
I'm Alexandra.
And this is
Legends of Yesterday,
where we talk about the histories, mysteries, and ghost stories in Florida.
Fleur de fleur.
Gotta do the thing.
We got to put something. Maybe that's our. We've been trying to find out what to put as our intro, because I know for like 2 episodes I put an alligator roar.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and then I did like little background noises. I had the trigger warnings, which, you know, we can trigger warn it literally every single episode that we have. And the reason why I say that is because we were talking about histories, mysteries, ghost stories, true crime, everything. We talk about everything.
Sometimes history is dark.
A lot of times history is dark. So I've been trying to debate, and I just said, what if we do some generic thing and then fleur de fleur. Maybe that's all it is.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Anyways, Joko has a story for us today. I think it's the first day of Kwanzaa.
Really?
I'm like almost positive. Either that or like 3rd day. And then I think it's the end of Hanukkah. Hanukkah for sure. Well, while we're recording this, Hanukkah is already happening.
It's happening.
But yeah, I think so.
Christmas is gone.
Gone. She's gone.
She's bye-bye.
She's tired. She's on sale.
No, she's on sale.
She's on sale at Walgreens.
We're
now.
ready for the new year.
Ready for the new year. New year, not new me. Me is not new. Me is old.
Why not?
Because why reinvent the wheel?
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm a good wheel.
Yeah, just keep on rolling. Anyway, guys, we have a story for you. Today is technically the mystery ghost story episode.
Yeah.
And I'm going to switch it up and make today the true crime episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, my friends, I want to take you back into
my friend, my wife.
I'm going to take you back in time.
Whoa.
To...
I hope so. This is Legends of Yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not tomorrow. It's yesterday. I'm going to take you back in time to, if you remember, we talked about the Boys family.
I know. We're sorry.
I apologize.
I egged you on. You said it right the first time. And then I was like, there's no way.
But don't worry, folks. Today's names have been researched as thoroughly as possible.
Yeah.
So,
which is,
let us know in the comments if something's askew. But we tried to do, I try to rhyme. The do.
Sure.
Okay.
So what are we talking about today?
So last time we left off on the Du Bois family and the mystery of what laid under their house on a hill.
The pile of like shells and stuff.
Yes. So if you remember, their house was actually built on a Native American mound.
Yes.
So it's also the place of a tragic occurrence in history that was well documented.
All the people that weren't invited to the tea parties from Mrs. Du Bois.
Wow. It was hundreds of years before Mrs. Du Bois.
Clock that tea.
All right. So this episode, because for some reason I like writing up stuff, even though we're improvisers, it's called The Cannibals of Florida.
Cannibals?
The Cannibals of Florida. So that's what this episode is about.
Talk about true crime.
Hey. All right.
Okay, I'm ready. Hold on. Oh, cramp. Never mind. Okay, I'm ready.
Now you're ready?
Yeah, because I got a cramp by doing that. I have to stretch probably.
Okay. All right. Let's get going.
More water.
So to give you a little synopsis of what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about sailing. Ooh.
Ooh.
We're going to be talking about castaway situations. But don't worry. Wilson is vacationing somewhere else. There's
Aw.
more people than Wilson here. And of course, we're going to be talking about cannibals.
Awesome.
Okay, so let us dive in.
Get it? Because it's the ocean. Hey. Thank you.
The first person to enter our story, the star of our show, is a man called John Dickinson.
Okay.
Wait, I think we had this problem before. I promised I wouldn't get names wrong. It's Dickinson. Dickinson.
Charles?
Dickinson. Huh. That's funny. Anyway. Charles. Oh my gosh. Charles.
It's John Dickinson, Joker. Come on. Who's Charles?
I don't know. John Dickinson comes from a wealthy family of Quaker merchants.
Okay.
And they, from what I understand, they come from English descent.
Okay.
And their family now lives in Jamaica. Okay. So John Dickinson is Jamaican. He was.
Can you explain what a Quaker merchant is?
Quaker, so Quaker oats, to put it really simply. So it's a group of...
Well, just because some people might not know.
Okay. Hi, people. So someone else might be able to explain this better. But Quakers are like a religious group of Christians. And just like a lot of people traveled from Europe to make their way and have independence of religion in their own, like in the New World, the Quakers also did that. Okay. For the most part, Quakers are known as being like a benign group. Like they wouldn't necessarily like say someone's a witch or something like that.
Can't have that.
Like, as far as I know, maybe you guys know different parts of history in terms of like Quaker history. I don't know if this is the Quakers or a different group that riffs off the Quakers, but I thought that they are also like, they also believed in not really having sex.
Okay.
Which led them to not having kids, which led them to not like spreading their religion through like their lineage, but through converting people.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate.
I don't know either.
Cool. Cut it out.
I just say that they were a religious group.
Let's have a conversation in the
Talk
comments.
Talk about it.
And then merchants. So merchants.
Okay. Okay. You guys can Google that one.
Merchants sell things. Okay, there we go. So he sold things, but he lived in Jamaica.
Okay.
And so he wanted to go off and move to the United States and, spread his family's wealth to the United States. Dickinson sails from Port Royal, Jamaica on September 2nd, 1696 on the Barkentine Reformation. Barkentine is a type of boat. That's not the full name. Like the name is Reformation.
That's like the style of boat.
No, the Barkentine is the style.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I've only played Sea of Thieves a couple of times.
And then Reformation was the name of the ship.
Reformation?
Yeah. Thinking about what I said about Quakers, he had kids. Maybe we're wrong. We'll see. Anyway.
Maybe he was a bad Quaker.
Just wait.
Oh.
So he was bound for Philadelphia.
Okay.
That's Philadelphia.
Copyright.
With him were his wife and baby son, a kinsman, a Quaker missionary, and 11 slaves.
Oh, come on.
Yep. And this included a child named Kajo. He also had 9 mariners, so the people actually like taking care of the ship.
Mariners. Marine.
It might be married.
I don't know. Okay. Sorry if you sail. We don't.
Mariner.
I don't know. I think I'm thinking of like, isn't there a Mariner?
Time to vote, everyone.
Isn't there a Mariner stadium? Mariners? Nope.
Marine.
I don't know. Anyways, move on.
Who's right, folks? Mariners. Vote down below.
I don't know.
Winner gets the ship. Okay.
Get the captains from below deck on it.
Oh, that's fun. Anyway. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
They sell out. Sell out?
They're sellouts?
No. They sail out on the Reformation.
Okay.
And as we said before, the voyage was ill-fated.
As we said before?
Yeah.
When did you say
I
it?
said there was a tragedy.
Oh.
I said there was a tragedy, right?
But I didn't know it was going to be the boat.
It was the boat.
The boat is the tragedy.
Part of the tragedy.
Keep going.
Okay. So what happened was when the ship went out, it broke off from the rest of the convoy. So he didn't go out alone. There was a bunch of ships that were going out.
Okay.
And he was along for the ride. Also, when they broke out of the convoy, the shipmaster, which I'm assuming is the master of the ship who actually knows what he's doing. Boat people are going to love this episode. The real tragedy, too, is one of the slave girls she passed. She got ill while they were traveling, and she passed away. So it was 1, 2, 3. They got lost. The shipmaster broke his leg.
And then she had gotten sick and died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
So after about a month of waiting at sea, so imagine you're lost. You have no idea where you're going. And you're there for a month.
Most of the time. It's crazy. So they were going up, right?
North.
Right, because Philadelphia is north from us, too. Okay.
Well, they would be coming from Jamaica, and they'd be going
Jamaica would go up.
from in the Atlantic part, not the Gulf part of Florida. So they'd be going, they actually probably...
Would be up and around?
You know, they were going through the Bahama Channel, too. And I think that's where, like, the Bermuda Triangle, too, like that route.
Yeah, Jamaica, then Cuba.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because the Bermuda Triangle connects to that part of Florida, the little edge there. Kind of. It like...
Okay. There you go.
Terrifying.
So they're probably going through the Bermuda Triangle right now.
Oh, no.
They're out there for a month. And then there's a major storm that happens.
Okay.
And during the storm, they had farm animals to sustain them on the ship. What?
Noah's Ark.
Not, yeah. Maybe not
sorry. I'm sorry.
But they had all these farm animals on the ship. They were sent overboard. So, like, they fell off the ship.
Yeah.
The winds were so hard that they started, like, going off the ship. Then, on the morning of October 3rd, the ship finally hit land. Okay. And, guys, you might be thinking, like, there's no cell phones back then. How did they record all of this? John Dickinson wrote in his diary. So he had notes that he was writing on, and he logged it for himself. So we know on October 3rd, the exact dates when he hit land and all this stuff happened.
Because he wrote in his diary.
Oh, that's the next thing I wrote. He wrote in his journal. Yeah. About the voyage, about the wreck, and about the aftermath. But what he said is, we rejoiced at this, our preservation from the raging seas, but at the same instant feared the sad consequences that followed. Because, you know, they went through the natural disasters that hit them in the ocean, but they didn't know what to expect or where they were exactly in this land. And they knew, I would suspect, that they were in Florida, but they weren't quite sure exactly what that meant yet. Well, the land was barren. What he saw was barren. Okay. But there were definitely people there. And immediately upon arriving from the ship and coming down from the ship, they were met by the Hobe people. Okay. And everyone I apologize if I do pronounce any of these tribes incorrectly or any of these peoples incorrectly. We did do a lot of research to see the pronunciation and correct pronunciation. What we saw is we're going to be talking about a few tribes through this, that they were influenced by Spanish dialect. Like as we know them today, it's heavily influenced by Spanish pronunciation. So that's the way I'm going to pronounce a lot of these today. So like I was saying, the Hobe people are the first ones who saw the ship, saw the people coming down from the ship and going into the land.
And said, get off my lawn.
So they didn't actually. Yeah. So they saw these people, so they brought them into their settlement. So this settlement, if you're thinking about Florida, it would be just south of Jupiter, or it would be like in the Jupiter area of Florida, not the planet of Florida. And immediately Dickinson knew that he was in great danger, and they were in great danger because they were Englishmen. Remember how I said before, they're from Jamaica, but they're from English descent.
Oh, because he's an Englishman.
Yes. And the group he's with are Englishmen. So they speak English. They are from that descent.
Oh.
So the Hobe and the other tribes that would be found in that area of Florida did not like the English. So they had bad stories of Englishmen and their treatment of Native American tribes. But they had an agreement, most of these tribes, and had known for a while the Spaniard tribes.
Okay.
So they knew English bad, Spaniard good in their
got it,
field of reference.
So
yeah, so
that sucks.
Does suck. Sucks for Dickinson over there. But Dickinson had a plan. This man, he had a plan.
Okay.
So
he wrote a book called Ebenezer Scrooge. What? I don't know. Dickinson.
Well, Christmas is over.
I know.
So one of his crewmen spoke a lick of Spanish.
All you need is a lick.
Of Spanish. They're like, wait a minute, you guys. We got this.
Donde está el baño?
Exactly.
Yo tengo hambre. Por favor, comer?
So this guy's like, I can speak Spanish. I've got this. And then Dickinson's like, oh my gosh, we can make this work. Everyone, let's pretend that we're Spaniards. Let's get by. Let's do this. So, they came up with this story that they were Spaniards and they were part of this convoy of Spanish ships that had gotten lost. And so as soon as they got to the Hobe settlement and talked to the person in charge, they're like, oh, we're Spaniards, we're lost. And these groups are used to talking to Spaniards.
Yeah.
And this guy knew a lick of Spanish.
A lick.
So the person in charge, he was like super convinced that they were Spaniards. So they weren't. It's noted that they probably weren't that convinced that they were Spaniards. God. And
hola, me llamo.
Me llamo Dickinson.
Me llamo Dickinson. Tango mucho no bueno. Right? Just like terrible grammar.
Right.
That'd be really funny.
Well, with this terrible grammar, they said, hey, we're not here to hurt anyone. We're not here to take anything away from you.
Oh, he knew more than a lick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe sign language was involved. Who knows? Because we're hearing Dickinson's account. We're not hearing the Hobe chieftain.
They just drew in the sand.
Yeah.
And they're like,
who knows?
Ouch, no.
So they said, listen, we're not here to hurt you. We are trying to get to St. Augustine because at that time, St. Augustine was the main Spanish settlement. So there are people.
Is this like after forts were built and everything already?
Yeah, people are already there from Spain. The chief took them in and said, okay, in that case, all right. But he also took any food that they had. He took their clothes. He took their money. And it's like, oh, in exchange for taking care of you, this is our payment. Because what they had learned from the Europeans is, okay, now we exchange something for our services.
Capitalism.
And one thing that was kind of funny that one of the articles I looked at said is that, you know, after all this time of the Englishmen taking money or taking land or taking whatever from these peoples, the Hobe chief was like, no, this time I'm taking something from you. And it was like cool irony that the article pointed out.
I like it. Also, did he take or was he offered?
That's a good question. Because again, we're hearing this from Dickinson's account.
And I don't like him.
Especially because, you know, like they might have done that, but they were kind. Like they didn't hurt them. They didn't like do anything bad. In fact, they gave them a meal of fish. So they're getting protein, like they're getting good
magnesium.
Food. And the settlement, like the people there got to work mending things for them, like anything that was kind of like broken, they were trying to fix it. And the chief's wife took Dickinson's wife in, and she saw that she was malnourished, and she nursed the son. Like she breastfed
her baby.
Yeah. So yeah, they were taking care of. They were taking in the Hobe people. Totally like rejuvenated them for the next leg of their journey. Glasses break.
I had to, sorry. I tried to do this without my glasses because yesterday when I took out my contacts, it hurt a little too much because I've been wearing contacts for so long and I hate contacts. So sorry. Anyways, continue.
So like I said, everything was looking up for John. Like we're in a good place. We might be able to move on. But then he looks out into the distance towards the ocean and he sees fire. His ship was burning. It had caught fire. So
fire was that fire.
I think it's strange that the Hobe people were trying to repair things and then it caught fire. So who knows what caused it? Could have been an accident. It could have been
sabotage.
Yeah. It could have realistically, because something else the chief asked for was to keep one of the slaves. So this is a conspiracy, but it could have also been one of the slaves looking for escape and seeing a friendly group of people and thinking maybe this is a way to have some freedom in my life. Yeah. So it could have been so many things. All we can do is speculate. So now that the Reformation is on fire, there's no going back. The Hobe then send them on their way. Okay. They're like, this is the path. Now you're not going to be able to go by ship. The only way forward is to walk north. So they go
to Philadelphia.
They don't know they're going to Philadelphia.
He's gonna walk north.
They're going to St. Augustine to be with the other
Santa Claus
Spaniards. Santa Claus. Christmas is over.
Not for us. For everyone else, yeah. But right now, Christmas has not happened yet.
So here's the thing. They're walking. Yeah. They don't have tents. They don't have any coverage. There's no trees. There's nothing to shade them from the sun. There's nothing to protect them from mosquitoes. And mosquitoes are everywhere. They're eating them alive.
Was it bigger back then?
I'm imagining ancient mosquitoes from dinosaurs.
What was that movie? Oh my God. I think Will Ferrell was in it. And they were like massive mosquitoes. Do you remember that?
Is it like Journey to the Center of the Earth or something?
Oh, is that what it is? I don't know. Will Ferrell was in it. And it was like another like dumb comedy, whatever. But they were like huge mosquitoes and one came and bit him. And then,
I think I remember.
Do you remember that? Yeah. And then it was also in Star Kids in the Starship Ranger
yeah.
musical.
That's a different planet.
Yeah, because that's just bugs. But anyways, it was something with Will Ferrell. We only watched it once. It was like such a weird movie.
I remember that.
That was a weird movie.
Yeah. Anyway, back to this.
Because that's all that I remember.
What if the movie was based off of this story?
It wasn't.
So they're protecting themselves. They have to go to bed under layers of sand. So that's what
it's so hot.
It's hot. They're protecting themselves from bugs.
Yeah.
So they're digging these,
which is dumb. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
You ever been bitten by a sand mite?
Oh, that is true.
Those hurt. I'd rather be bitten by a mosquito in secret and itch for a week than be bitten by a flippin' sand flea.
They're torture.
One time when we were little, we had to go do an event with our mom, and it was on the beach, which is illegal now because no balloons on the beach. But I got bitten so bad on my neck and on my arms by sand mites or sand fleas, whatever you call them.
We all had like these welts on our legs and arms from these sand mites. But so imagine.
I don't want to.
Okay. But that's what they're kind of going through. There's no escape from that. There's no car to ride into the sunset with.
I feel bad for 70% of their party.
Me too.
The other 30%, I don't care.
But one morning, they're woken up not by mosquitoes, but by arrows flying towards them. And then in the distance, they hear someone yell, "Nicolier, Nicolier." So Nicolier is what the native tribes would call Englishmen at the time.
Huh.
That was their terminology for Englishmen. So at a distance, they can already tell these are not Spaniards. Which makes sense because Spaniards would be in groups and convoys. Like, I would imagine that there's a different visual representation of uniform or something if a Spanish group was coming out that far.
Style is different too. Yeah. Like clothing in Spain at that time, from what I've seen, is a little bit more similar to the French than the English. Like the English had very different attire, and the Spanish had a lot of gold at the time, I think.
Well, it's different than now because like now, if you think about it, we have access to so much more clothing and whatever social group you're part of or whatever your interests are influence your attire. But back in the day, it's like, what did that country have access to?
It also depends on who the Pope favored
and who the king and queen were.
And God.
Oh,
it did.
Anyway, talking about
big
God,
deal around there.
Quakers.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened was the arrows came down. They saw that there's another tribe in the distance. Mm-hmm. This tribe is not the Hobe. Mm-hmm. This tribe is the Santa Luce.
Okay.
So they start running down towards this group, the Dickinsons. They take Mary Dickinson, his wife, and they strip her of all her clothes. So all her clothes are gone, which I understand they're looking for weapons. Because again, the Englishmen would
bad
come
guys
and raid them.
Big bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then once that had happened, the group that had run down, they surrounded them, pointed their weapons at them, and led them to the Santa Luce settlement. Okay. So they're led into the center of the settlement. They go to the council house to figure out what are we doing with these people. And they're told to lay flat on the ground. And what John Dickinson describes the ground as is filthy. There's garbage everywhere. And while they were down there, there were scorpions that were crawling all over him and his group. So
if you didn't know, scorpions, big deal here in Florida.
This is the exact quote. Nasty with garbage and swarming with scorpions and large hairy spiders.
Yeah. Yeah, we have what are they, the burrowing ones? We have like the burrowing tarantulas or the bird tarantulas. I don't remember what the name of it is, but yeah, the furry spiders. Unless we saw wolf spiders, and that's worse in my opinion, because the wolf spiders are like long and then they got a little bit of hair on them and they bite. They get to like this big sometimes. If you like really leave them alone, they're massive. They're like the banana spiders. And then, but I'm almost positive we have, I think they're called bird tarantulas or it's the burrowing ones that they like burrow deep in the ground and then they put a spider web over.
Yeah.
Or they put the web over so things will like fall into it and they'll eat like mice. And then scorpions. Yeah, scorpions are a big deal. If you leave your shoes out, like I still I'm dying. I leave shoes out and I still like you have to clap your shoes. I'm
scared of leaving shoes outside because spiders, like you have to look at a
spiders
spider
and scorpions,
to make sure, and then scorpion. You never know.
I haven't seen a scorpion the scorpions are closer to the Everglades area because I've seen one before. Because over time people populate, and then when things realize that things live there, you don't see them.
We're in Florida. You never know.
No, you should definitely kick out your shoes. My mom said that she used to find scorpions in her shoes all the time when she was little.
Because if it's not a native species, it's a pet that got loose.
This is true.
Anyway, talking about things that got loose. So the Dickinson party is on the ground. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what to expect when suddenly they're let go. So all of this fuss, they never got an explanation as to why they were released, but it just happened under an hour. So what happened was a group of women came in and they hurriedly got them food and clothing. And they rushed them over to the Ais territory. So this is the third tribe on our journey. So I want you guys to imagine if we're thinking about like the very bottom of the peninsula of Florida, and we're going up, there was the Tequesta tribe. And at the very bottom, and it goes all the way to the Keys. Then there's the Hobe tribe. So we're working our way up a little bit. Then we're going to the Santa Luce, and then finally to the Ais. And that's the closest that we'll get to St. Augustine. So they're working their way up. They're getting up there. But that's the little trail of tribes. So they were sent over there at night. So they were covered by night, heading over to the other territory. And as they were being led over there, they saw another ship from their convoy.
Yikes.
Yeah. So,
are they alive?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the group, at least a group of people from the ship were alive. This ship was called the Nantwich. Nantwich. I imagine it's like a sandwich.
Nantwich?
Nantwich.
Nantwich?
Nantwich.
Nantwich?
Yeah.
Hate it.
It makes me feel like it's sandwich, but it's Nantwich.
What does that mean?
This ship, once they started talking to people from the ship, they realized it was taken during the same storm. So they had been there since that storm had taken place. They also separated from the convoy. And so the survivors from the ship joined them on the journey to the Ais territory. Once they arrived at the territory, the chief, he's described as like this older burly guy, and I imagine like this cartoon, I don't know, like imagine like a big beard.
Santa.
Why? Christmas is over. Christmas is over. I guess
that's really funny.
Yeah, imagine if like
a big dude with a beard. Santa?
Like just me. Like I imagine him as like a strong
lumberjack, kind of.
Yeah, but like old,
Lumberjacks can be old, you ageist.
What?
I said like lumberjack and you go, yeah, but like old. Get with the times. Get with the times, Angelica.
I apologize to all lumberjacks out there.
I'm a lumberjack and I don't care. Sorry.
So as soon as they get to the tribe, the chief takes Mary in, immediately looks at her, and starts to wash her feet.
Oh.
because they had been sunburnt and affected by, just the elements. So immediately. So he took a look at his new friends and he said that he would take them to the Spanish territory. He called them his comrades. So he believed, awesome Spanish and all, that they were Spaniards. But he was not going to take the people who were nickel ears. So remember, this group agreed were Spaniards. But the new group
was not.
Yeah, they had seen them come in from a Englishman's ship, like the Ais tribe.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, the Santa Luce. While they were traveling, they saw where they came from. So they're not Spaniards.
Whoa.
So he's like, no, they're Englishmen. We're not going to take care of these people. But you're our comrades. So yeah, we'll take you to St. Augustine. So
I bet he had his hand on Dickinson's shoulder and was like, because we're comrades, right? Right? And he said, see?
Yeah. See? So,
because all these tribes spoke Spanish, right?
Yes. They all spoke Spanish. And this, remember, the Ais tribe, if we're looking at my diagram, my hand diagram, they're the closest to the largest Spanish settlement, the St. Augustine. So they constantly talk to each other, trade with each other, etc. So he speaks fluent Spanish, the chief. So, of course, he has to leave behind these survivors from his original convoy. But that didn't upset him as much as the next thing he says. He said that he feared the most, more than anything, that his son would be taken in and raised by this tribe. And he was scared that they would be brought up with these customs, and said it wounded us deep to think about him growing up with them. Like the people that were helping them and guiding them through this treacherous, barren Florida land, he mostly feared that his son would be raised by them. Yep. The man who washed his wife's feet.
So you don't want your son to, one, respect people, 2, respect women, and 3, grow up caring about people. Yep. That's so good for you.
Well, soon
he dies.
The chief brought the group some hope because he had a surprise for them. He went out, he was searching because he wanted to let the Spaniards know that their group had drifted off. Someone needs to help them. So he went away, he went to find help, and he brings back the most amazing surprise. He brings back a captain from the Spanish military. And this captain was Captain Sebastian Lopez, with his squadron soldiers.
Whoa, lots of swords.
Yep. And so obviously they look at Dickinson. Dickinson looks at them.
And they're like, no mustache? No really epic hat?
Not Spaniard.
Not Spaniard at all. What's your problem?
Yeah. So they can't hide anymore. The truth has come out. They are also nickel-ears. So Dickinson and the group begged the Spaniards, please just help us get to St. Augustine. Probably like that.
Yeah, because they can't speak Spanish.
Exactly. So they begged to go to St. Augustine. They need help. They
probably said St. Augustine and not Augustine.
And they said they're trying to go to Philadelphia. We don't want to cause any trouble, and explain their situation. So finally, the captain was like, okay, fine. You can come with us, but we're not going to share any of our resources.
Leave the baby.
No, Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something though?
That kid would grow up much happier, probably.
So he refuses to share any resources that the soldiers have. And if you think about all this stuff, we keep going through these different groups of people, these different settlements, and the idea of like they're out there in the middle of nowhere. They have to work very hard to obtain resources. And the soldiers are literally working from nothing. Like they're taking what they have with them and they have to get their troop back.
Not to say we support what the Spaniards did.
Spanish Inquisition.
That was not very good.
Also, yes.
But yes, they did have to like actually work for what they had rather than someone who got help from multiple people.
Yeah.
The second they freaking landed there.
But don't worry. They survived. The Dickinson party was surviving through this. I'm going to quote it.
Okay.
They survived with nothing but a bag full of stolen berries.
Stolen?
Yeah.
By who?
I don't know. I don't know who stole the berries. I don't know
from who. They
steal
berries from?
So, obviously, we're going through the heat, the mosquitoes, the harsh environment, and just a bag full of berries. So 5 people die on the way.
Oh my God.
Yes. So it was just too much. And unfortunately, some of the people who had passed were the slaves. So including the little boy, Kajo.
Oh.
Yeah. So again, it's horrible to think that they're like put into these situations. They don't have any choice of whether or not to have even been on the journey, and to have such a harsh ending to it as well. But the remaining party did finally make it to St. Augustine, and they were met by the governor. And when they met the governor, he welcomed them with open arms, gave them all the food they wanted, gave them shelter. They were set. They even were given a boat so that they could head over to Charleston. So they were saved. And that was the end of their story.
I hate this man. I loathe this man. I hope his wife never slept in the same bed as him, except for the one time when they conceived their child, and that's it. And I hope his son hated him.
So you hate him now. It might get worse. Did you notice anything about the story? What's the title that I gave the story?
Oh, there were no cannibals in the story.
There were no cannibals in this story. So why do I mention the Florida cannibals? Why do I talk about cannibals at all in this true crime episode?
True crime?
True crime.
I don't know.
Okay, so
did he eat people? Dickinson? Probably this man was like, I'm a little itty bitty stupid poopy butthole head, and I'm gonna try to eat people because I can, because no one told me no ever.
I bet on, this is a conspiracy theory, I've been on a journey. What if on the journey he ate some of the people, and that's how they could survive with berries?
I wouldn't put it past him because he's a monster.
So I
like that we whispered all of that so that no one would hear.
The reason this is called Florida Cannibals is because, remember I told you that John put all of this into his journal.
Yeah, because he had time to journal while his wife and son, his infant son, were trying to survive. Yeah.
He publishes the journal as a memoir, talking about his experience, his tragic experience. And this was published in 1699. And he titled it, God's Protecting Providence, Man's Surest Help and Defense in Times of the Greatest Difficulty and Most Eminent Danger, evidenced in the remarkable deliverance of Robert Barreau with diverse other persons from the devouring waves of the sea, amongst which they suffered shipwreck, and also the cruel devouring jaws, the inhumane cannibals of Florida. That's what he titled it. We think clickbait is bad today. Yep. And it's a long title, right?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have read that.
Well, it was read. It became somewhat popular.
Yeah, the word cannibals is in it.
So let me see.
It's like, wow, this guy who said that he survived the Spanish.
So if you guys want to read this, I didn't go through the entire journal. I looked at reference points, quotes, and other articles to get most of this information.
Yeah.
So a lot of secondary sources, but you can look at the primary source and read what he says he goes through during his terrible journey.
Someone probably touched his butt and then he got mad. And he wrote that. You know, because they were checking them for weapons.
Well, he wanted to make sure, this is what he says. He says that he wants to make sure that he made a profit out of his misfortune, like out of his pain. So that's why he wanted to sell this book. And here's the thing, too. In the book, he constantly talks about the violent mistreatment he received from all of these Native American tribes.
Well, he's mad because his feet didn't get washed, but his wife's did.
But throughout this entire journey, we see that he was given food, he was given clothing, he was given shelter, and his baby was even nursed by one of the chief's wives. And even one of the articles I read, I guess it was a review done in the 1800s by a woman, published in a newspaper. She was like, this doesn't line up. A lot of what you were talking about is about how they helped you. So what violent mistreatment did you suffer at the hands of these Native American tribes? Yeah. So people are calling this out, but not until much later. So I just wrote down my speculation that he ate someone else too.
Yeah.
Because
I think he ate people. I think I'll start that rumor.
Starting a rumor.
John Dickinson,
he eats
the
people.
author who wrote in his little diary while he was going through, I'll say, quote unquote hardship. I'll put parentheses. I'll put the little quotes around that because what happened was terrifying to that man. But also I hate him, so I don't really care. And I wish a scorpion bit him on the butt.
So another thing that
hurt.
Another thing that could be what he interpreted as cannibalism, but he didn't, as far as has been read, didn't witness cannibalism, is he might have seen bones and made the assumption that it was human bones, human remains that he saw in different tribes. He does mention that one group, as they came to meet him, some of the clothing did have bones as part of the attire or decoration. Mm-hmm. So that might be an assumption he made about this group of people that came.
Yeah, because like bones could be a symbol of whatever, like whether it's fashion, because I don't know whether it's fashion or in some cases it's like it might not even be like a token or a trophy, but it's like a symbol of like an accomplishment or anything that's like
look at us now. We have what
or protection, like we have our azabaches. So you don't know if like
what is it called? It's I want to say acupuncture. It's what is the thing when you stuff an animal? Taxidermy. It's really prominent now, seeing taxidermists like rise, like as a interest.
Rise, taxidermists, rise from the ashes like a phoenix.
But it's becoming a more popular hobby, and because you can connect with people if you go to classes, just like a cooking class. And if you think about it, you're reusing some animal that had passed, and you're using all parts of the animal.
Well, that's another thing that's big for a lot of cultures. Like many cultures say, if you are going to kill from the earth, if you're going to kill another living creature, you respect the creature by using every single part of that creature, which in the beginning a lot of farmers would do, like a lot of beef farmers would do, because you can use literally every part of an animal, like with chickens and with cows. Like cows, you can get their bones, use the marrow because you can eat the marrow. It's supposed to have a lot of good stuff in it. Make bone broth, all that stuff.
As we're saying,
and then you could take those bones, you can file them down, make like a little needle.
As we're saying, like there's a lot of answers or potential answers as to why this terminology was used, but so much of what he said was based off assumptions and like fear mongering, and probably so he could make
and was it human bone?
Yeah, and it probably was so he could make an extra buck on selling this scandalous story. But what made it more problematic?
He should have named it Escándalo, a Spanish scandal.
Oh my gosh.
Pretending to be Spanish.
That would have been awesome. But the thing that makes it horrible, the story, is that
him as a whole person,
is that it was published with English, Dutch, and German translations, and it was published for and printed for 170 years post publication. So for 170 years, people are receiving and reading, and it's like popular culture to read the story of this man who suffered at the hands of these terrible Native American people, and just setting up false ideas of the people who lived in this part of Florida. So based off of a narrative on this group that helped him out when he really needed it. However, it's almost good that they didn't have to suffer these assumptions and misrepresentations. Around that time, a lot of these tribes would dissipate, essentially. And that's because of colonization, people coming down south to Florida to build on like European agriculture, settlement, whatever. So it is good that they didn't have to face that, direct, like racism. But at the same time, they probably were suffering that. And, that's why so much of their culture had dissipated at the time. And like you said, the Spaniards played a role in that as well through like illnesses, bringing in unfamiliar like viruses, like smallpox and things like that.
Nasty.
And, the Spaniards took some slaves too, that happened. So,
which you wonder if that's why, who was it? One of the chiefs had wanted one of the slaves.
Oh, the Hobe chief.
That you don't know if they wanted it just because maybe they felt bad for the person, or like to play devil's advocate, did they want to have a slave so that they could look more like official or something, or like give them more credit in front of the Spanish?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that makes sense. I could see how he can make that like a simulation, like make that connection. But we don't know. But once these tribes dissipated, we now see the Seminoles start to come south
from Georgia.
So these tribes are essentially replaced by the Seminole people coming down. So again, it's not a direct correlation between like, oh, we heard about these tribes and they're monstrous, blah 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 blah, fear of the monster type thing. We have this, oh, these are Seminole peoples, they must be different. But it's still harmful that any Native American tribe was given that like title, that assumption of someone to be feared, someone dangerous, someone out to get you. Because that can lead to a lot of the racism that they suffered. And as for Dickinson, you're going to love this. He died after living a long life.
Oh my God.
He had a great life. He had a great life. I couldn't believe this when I read this too.
Oh yeah, he ate people.
Listen, so one of the things that people were like, oh my gosh, you probably could never go sailing again. You're traumatized, right? No, for the rest of his life, he keeps making merchant trips back and forth. Like he keeps selling things back and forth and going on these long journeys. And it's like, dude, you, according to you,
no one like had him trip on a knife or anything or
So going back to our last episode, I said there was a connection.
Yeah.
The mound. The mound is the place that it's believed exactly that location in the Du Bois house on their hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's where this tragedy occurred, where this story started, where the Reformation, is it Reformation?
I thought Reformation was the name of the ship.
Yes, Reformation, where it crashed into the Florida beach and where they first met the Hobe tribe. And
Dun, dun, dun.
And it's commemorated today with a cannon that supposedly came
from the ship.
Yeah. So if you want to be haunted by the sins of these forefathers, just make your way over
I don't accept him as my dad.
Mm-mm. And that is the story of the Florida Cannibals.
Wow. Interesting. I hate that man.
Yep.
And also, I hope his son hated him. So that's all I can say about him.
Potentially.
I said how much I didn't like him throughout the entire episode.
Mm-hmm.
I hope a scorpion bit him in the crotch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he hates scorpions so much. And his little dog, too. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going through this story and I'm like, and everyone kind of like doesn't like him moving forward.
No one likes him.
But he sets himself up as like this hero of an adventure tale. Like, I traveled. I'm an adventurer now. I sailed my ship. So, yeah. But that is the story of John Dickinson.
Well.
And that's the last I hope we hear of him because he didn't really contribute anything else to society.
Well, we want to say Happy New Year to you guys.
Happy New Year!
We will see you again in the new year in January. Thank you, Anjoka, so much for that story.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hate that guy. And look forward to a lot of new things, actually, in January. We're going to have a lot of new content coming out. And we're really excited about it.
Yeah, we're really excited. And because there's so much new stuff coming out, if you want to see anything, if you have anything that's like...
You want to see anything?
that's tickling your fancy brain, let us know. And maybe you'll see it come up too.
Yeah, don't forget that you can write in your stories as well. If you have any hauntings, histories, mysteries, true crimes, or aliens, or whatever it is that you've experienced in Florida, let us know. You can email info@thisisimprov.com. You can comment it below on the video. You can private message us on any social media platform.
And we have been seeing your comments. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for the comments thank you guys.
Down below. Thank you. We read them and we appreciate you.
We'll see you next time. My name's Alexandra.
And my name's Angelica.
And this is
Legends of Yesterday.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.